Good evening, bandits. Hope everyone is doing good today. Hope y'all had a great Monday in the market. I heard that some of you guys caught Tesla early. Talk about that a little bit. I didn't trade today. Monday mornings are jiu-jitsu. So I do that now. Then I go from like 1 or 10 to 1. So I don't have time to trade Monday mornings. What up, Ralph? Cheers, guys. So I came back at the end of the day about 2 o'clock, 2:30, sat down, didn't see anything I liked, knowing CPI was tomorrow. What up, Rebecca? I was just like, you know what, I'm not going to trade. But I hung out for a little bit and kind of watched the price action and stuff. Chatted with Geronimo and stuff. I want to talk a little bit. I don't plan on, my kids have woken up a couple of times, so I don't plan on going too long tonight, but if y'all have any questions, I'll answer them and talk a bit about my trading plan, what I've been doing over the last 2 weeks that I found a lot of success in, and then we'll take it from there. But it's good to be back on here. Haven't done a lot of streaming. Building an office upstairs that actually just got finished, so I'm going to start moving stuff, routers and wiring stuff into the walls and all this other stuff. So it's kind of been taking some time. Been trying to get that done, but I'm getting closer to that. So I'll start trying to upload content, even if it's not live shows at night, possibly just recorded trades that I talk through during the day of some of the ones I took in the morning. You know, I can do stuff like that to keep content on the channel. So if you like that kind of stuff and this video itself, feel free to like, share. What up? What's going on, Corey? To like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff to this channel. I appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and kick it. So without further ado, what my trading plan has been and will be tomorrow CPI, we'll see how the market's moving. If it's, bad data and the market's going down or going up, I'll maybe trade longer tomorrow. But here's what my plan has been. And from what I was told, CT called this out. A lot of y'all did, and a lot of you guys made a lot of money in this Tesla trade here. Here's what I've been doing. And this is going to be simple. And it's going to, core, it's inflation. Inflation numbers. So it's been really easy. Simplest trading plan you can have really is I have been finding I would say 2 to 5 trades within the first hour that are similar to this, meaning they are a nice fib trade with an easy target. And there's the 127, but you could also do it this way. And what I've done is if I catch one like this, like let's say we're sitting in the morning, I've got the names, you guys hear me on the Zoom call every morning. So in the link of this description, there is the link to the Discord if you want to come in and trade with me and the other amazing traders we have. Click on that link, you can join, it's free. And there's also the link to T3, their room where I trade with Geronimo, Eddie, everybody else who trades near Kelly. I'll trade over there, and their call outs are over there. So I also trade there, and I'll do especially more stuff in the afternoon over there. But you can click on that and sign up through there if you want to. But so through here, if I catch a trade like this, and we're going to say hypothetically, I see this trade. No, don't delete all. Tesla drawings. Let's say, for instance, I see this trade. Man, Tesla's strong. I'm going to wait for a pullback. It pulls back, and I take this breakout, and I catch this, and I catch some of this move. Let's say it's to a fib target. Let's say the target was R2, whatever it is. I hit one of these early. My first several trades on something like this, where I have a target that I'm going to that is based off of a fib line or a measured move, I am full size in that trade, whatever full size is. We can say for the sake of this video, full size could be 10, 20, 30, 100. It doesn't matter. I'll do a couple different numbers, but let's just say 10 contracts. Let's say your size was 10 contracts. Now, I would catch this. Let's say I catch this, and y'all know what names we play. We call them out. We're like, I'm doing this. If I catch this move, I am then, in a sense, done for the day if I've hit, a good trade on full size. So if you catch something like this, it's probably a point, maybe more, I don't know, in these options. If I hit that, it's like, okay, I'm done. That's, if you did 10 contracts, maybe that's 1,500, or maybe that's, $2,000, or I don't know what it is, depending on how it moved today. Again, I wasn't here to catch this. I'm like, all right, at that point, I now go from trading my full size down to trading between 10 and 25%. So if that, or I'd say 10 and 30 because I do a 1/3 sometime. But so, so if my contract size was 10 contracts, that means for the rest of the day, if I made, $2,000 on that trade, my rest of the day, I'm going to trade with 2 contracts. 5 contracts, something like that, something very small relative to what I did. And I'm not trying to make a ton more. I just know that, like, on a day like today with CPI numbers, you get an early run up, you're just kind of doing this. I'm not trying to catch these moves for massive amounts, unless, of course, like, I'm giving myself 2 to 5 trades with larger targets, with approximate risk reward, approximate risk management on my trades. Once I hit that 2 to 5 trades, and if I catch a really good one or 2 really good ones, at that point it's like, all right, tear down, waiting for the next stuff. I'm not sitting here scalping all day and, like, if you're doing 10 contracts in the morning, or 30 contracts or 50 contracts, I'm not sitting there scalping every move for 100 contracts, 50 contracts, 30 contracts. If I was taking 30, now I'm taking 5 to 10. And I'm just like, okay, I'm done. Like, my day is successful. No matter what happens, I had a green day. The most important thing in being successful is the consistency. And everyone's favorite photo that we like to, I don't know why it's not opening up. Oh, I have Adobe issues, I think. Either way, everybody's favorite picture that we like to share on here. Why consistency matters. So I look at it like, if I'm sitting here and let's say I hit this number, that's $500,000 in a year. It's like, okay, cool. And then if I want to add, if people don't think $500 is a lot, or an extra $1,000 is a lot, but an extra $1,000 is another, $200,000 on top of this. So instead of sitting here and trying to hit this number every day, and I'm not saying I don't try to hit this number, I'm using this hypothetically, and you could do this here. Let's say this is what you make a day. I'm coming back, and instead of trying to make another one of these and get to this, I'm sizing down, and I'm like, hey, if I win, I'm going to be here or here on the rest of my trades if it's a really good day. If we lose, this is my stop loss on the day, and that's as bad as I'm going to go. Relatively, like, sometimes on a trade it'll be different. And then if I give back that percent of my account, I'm just done. It's like, okay, I'm done, or the day. It's like, you know what, that's a good day. You're still green. You're still chopping away. What up, Dari? And that's as simple as it gets when it comes to what I am doing right now, and I've been doing for the last 2 weeks that has worked very well, is just hitting it early and then being like, okay. And yeah, sure, over the last 2 weeks, maybe 1 or 2 days, I would have made more. But on the rest of the days, I would have lost everything I made. Or it would have been a lot harder, based on the strategies I was taking that I was losing them. My losses would have hurt, and I might have made them back later in the day, or I might have tilted and lost more, and there's no way to know. But because I was practicing in a good headspace, and then if you're doing that, it might be a lot easier to see something setting up like this and be like, you know what, it failed to go down, it broke down, it came back up, it view up, I'm going to short it. I'm going to short Tesla here. And if you're not taking massive size and you're waiting and you're timing things up, you can start putting other trades together for smaller size. And before you know it, on less risk, there's your target, you've made a lot more in your day. And that number has significantly increased. And now you're like, hey, heck yeah. And I'm not saying like, man, if I would have taken 100 contracts, I'd be up X amount. It's like, nah. I'm like, hey, boom, there you go. That added it to it. And if I keep doing this over the course of this month, it's going to be a 6-figure month. So I'm just going to sit down and I'm just going to let that happen. And, I'm speaking, higher. It's going to be a 5-figure month. It's going to be a $400 month. It's going to be whatever it needs to be to you is what I'm saying. You shouldn't be overly focused on any particular numbers as far as what I'm talking about. The idea is what I'm talking about, not whatever number. And I'm like, hey, this is all I got to do. I'm making a living doing this. I'm going to go play with my kids. I'm going to go do this other stuff. I'm going to be on here. I'm going to start editing some videos, and I'm cutting together a video right now for the YouTube channel, or I need to be cutting it together and filming some stuff, working on a script for an overall what I do so I can put it on the main page. And a lot of people have been asking me, well, what do you do? And I have to explain it. I'm like, oh, well, I got like 6 videos that you need to watch. You can cut them together. Instead of doing all that, I just want to make one master video. And I just want to stick it out there. So like people in my life who are like, oh, you trade, what do you do? Here is one video, watch it, and then let's talk. And I want to kind of keep it to, a short, maybe an hour. I'd like to keep it under an hour. So I'm currently working on that. It's one of the reasons I haven't been on here as much. I've been working on some of the script stuff for that and going through some old footage and trying to cut trades to show examples and cut pictures and stuff like that. All that being said, that is just keeping me going. And it was really hard for a while. A lot of us were talking about how it's really hard. I still think the price action is actually pretty difficult during the day. I think there are times when there are trades like this that are fantastic. And it looks like Apple just ran up all day and was probably an easy trade. You had this beautiful setup right here, gap up, strong leg, pull down into the 8 and VWAP, and then look all the way to the 120. It punched right through that, right through R3 into the 168. You pulled back down your first test of the 21. You kind of chop around at it for a while, and then you make another full leg and extension up. So you're just going all day in Apple. And if you caught that early move in Tesla and then you rotate over to Apple and you're doing right size stuff, there's plenty of trades to be had. I found that I've made a lot of money in the Qs because I found them on some days fairly easy to trade. So I think there's a lot of opportunity in Apple. You talking about this retest? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with doing that. Back of like anything, like you can get up, go do some kettlebell swings, go do whatever it is, and then come back and smack it and hit another one, whatever you got to do to reset. Yeah, I could see why you get shaken out on this one. With Apple, the thing is with size, if you take the right size, your stop could be down here and you would only have like a 20-cent loss, depending on when you got in. Like, I don't know when you got in, that could definitely shake you out, but or you could re-enter. But Apple's choppy and can be very difficult to play. With this name, I have to give it like if I even bought this candle for a breakout at 61, 61.45, my stop would have to be like $61 probably, because it needs to be able to hold VWAP, and if it holds VWAP, it goes higher. Or I would even have a fib line. When I trade Apple, I really have to give it room. Yeah, it didn't even hit the 50. You could say that. That's just me though. Depends on your risk reward. 1004, you believe, which is 1004, 1044. You got in. Oh, you got in here. Dang. You got in here, and you didn't sell. And then you held through all of this, and then you got stopped out here. And then it did this. Oh, 44, not 04. Okay. Yeah. Apple can be hard. Yeah, either way. I wasn't here. I didn't play any of this. I came in here and I saw how much it was up, and I didn't want to mess with it at the end of the day. I know JR was talking about it long here. I said if you were going to enter, you needed to enter like down here somewhere. And the reason I said that was just low risk. It was like your risk is very little before the trade stops working. So there's a chance you could be up a little bit and then decide your risk. But obviously that went up and then broke down. So, yeah, Tesla. it's hard to pick the names and it's hard to switch. That's one of the kind of difficult parts right now in this market and in what we're doing. But my trading plan has been simple, keeping it simple, and it's fairly worked. Yeah, Apple's always been an indicator for the Qs and for all that. Apple and Google, some of those names, you can almost always watch them. Today it doesn't look like as much, but it was doing its own thing. But I'll sit here and I just find that relative strength or weakness early, like, relative strength, relative weakness. You have Meta on that run up, and then here's your short on the failure to retake, and then, good old Meta. It does this so many times lately. It like pops up and taps. Gotta love shorting this name. Meta looks good for a short on the daily, but we'll see. You could get good market news tomorrow that pushes you higher. But to me, you have a lot of topping tails at this area, the 70 area, and we failed to hold it today. So I don't know. There's so many different time frames here. To me, that's a short. I need to do some drawing and stuff, but I know it's no surprise that I like Meta to the downside. But I'm going to have to mess around with it. I'm not saying... So going into tomorrow, I really don't have any specific... So I have my boxes that let me move my face out of the way. So I have my boxes that I've drawn. I'm coming into tomorrow. I'm going to see how everything reacts to the CPI data. I'm going to zoom out, and I'll do this in the pre-market. And if Meta's not above 61.49, and it's down here somewhere, guess what I'm going to be looking for? It to either just sell off and test 67, or maybe a quick little pop or a short rally into it and then going down. If we're gapped up and we're above the box and we're going to test yesterday's high, I'm going to be watching for a test of yesterday's high. Maybe a quick retest of the top of this zone right here. Maybe we go up, maybe we come back down and test it and then go long. I don't know what the market's going to do. I'll watch Meta for that. Tesla. I'm just going to be, a lot of these names are very compressed, so I like them going into tomorrow. The problem is you're going to have gaps in the morning, probably based on that data. Tesla rallying pretty good here. Is it going to go sideways a little bit and then test highs, or tomorrow are we going to test highs? Are we going to test 314? Maybe we test 314. I don't know. I'll be watching it. Seeing if we can get above 309. Does look like we're flagging. We broke out on the hourly. So if you can break above this little 305.49, which there's a couple little spots right here. No, I think we could possibly make a move to 309 and test this high. And we'll come back into these highs and we'll see what happens. So I think there's going to be a lot of possibilities for tomorrow. You'll hear my plan in the morning. What up, Eddie? You'll hear the exact plan for what I'm looking at based on the data that comes out in the morning and all that. But really what I'm going to be looking for is just what I said at the beginning of this video. It's short, sweet, and to the point. I'm not trading all day. And when I do trade all day, I'm sized down. And I'm telling you, some of some of the size I take. I'm taking 50 to 100 contracts sometimes. Sometimes I'm taking 30, 40 contracts. I'm doing 5 contracts if I'm trading all day. I'm adding up $100 at a time, $50 at a time. I'm sitting in here catching $200-300 and stopping, waiting for another setup I like, and trying to catch $200-300, trading very small, what I consider small size. And I'm not sitting here with my full account, trading my full account size, trying to risk it in choppy price action. I'm catching the early moves with size, and I'm either right or wrong, and then from there I'm sizing down and I'm just kind of scalping it away. That's what I've been doing, and then I've just been locking it in. I mean, everything's manual, Joe. So everything's manual. I just visibly, you can look at the delta on an option contract and tell maybe what you might lose if it drops a certain amount, if you want to do quick math. But generally speaking, everything's a manual for me, so I'm just looking at it and it's just yeah, this is what it's doing. If you watch a name move enough and if you've been sitting down for 30 minutes to an hour and you're watching the price action in Tesla, you're gonna see you're going to see how it moves, and you're going to see how much it changes and how much you win or lose based on a name and kind of what you're risking. So it's all just kind of manual, and it's not exact. I don't have exact numbers. Like, I don't do exact stop losses. It's like kind of like that feeling. I mean, I might be exact based on the price, but I'm not exact based on like my option price or some of that stuff. I kind of allow a little bit of loose. No, if you watch my setup video, I don't use trade armor. Did you watch my setup video? I have a setup video showing how I trade. If you go to my like videos on here and you look at the, yeah, so it's not trade armor. Is it trade armor? I don't know what tool it is. If it's trade armor, it's trade armor. Sorry, I'm tired. You may be right, Joe. It might be trade armor. I didn't think it was. I thought it was just the tool that pops out. But yes, I just manually clicked buy and sell just like I showed the setup. Just like I showed my setup. I can't even look at it now. It's direct trade. It's the direct trade ticket window. Yeah. Yeah, direct trade option. So it's the direct trade, not the trade armor. So I use the direct trade thing that my video shows. And that's what I use to buy and sell. So it's all manual. It's just like you just click, you know, it's not popped up now, but you just like, you know, click, and then you click sell, you know, load your option contracts, click buy, load the sell, click sell. And that's how I do it. I don't use trade armor. Trade armor is good for cash though. Yeah, Eddie, I've messed with some of those too. I do think the $9 to $12 ones have been pretty good. They move a little bit quicker, especially for scalping. Like the really in the money calls and puts have been a little bit better. If I'm doing sometimes longer holds with a lot of size, I go near the money because the move itself is going to pay me. But if I'm trying to scalp let's say a short and I'm just trying to catch 30 cents, 40 cents on it, I definitely go in the money with those. I agree with you. The 9 to 12 have been pretty good. But I haven't been doing a ton of those quick scalps. Even with the 9 to 12, if you do like 20, 30 contracts with them, they do good. And sometimes when I'm sizing in, I'm not going like full at a time. I'll buy in like blocks of, like if I was buying 30, I'd buy 10, 10, 10, something like that. 30 probably wouldn't make a difference, but when you start sizing up, you can get a lot of slippage. So I'll kind of click and do a few of them at a time. So Dari, I don't have a video on choosing strikes, but I'm going to talk about that in the video that I set up, the master video I'm trying to work on. Generally speaking, I just start at the money and I work out. There's no more science to it than that. I start at the money and then I jump down, and like Eddie's saying, like if I notice something over the course of a week or two and it's like, you know what, the $9 to $10 with this amount of spread seem to work really good for me, and those are 6 contracts in the money, then I trade 6 contracts in the money. I just find the contract that's working the best, and there's no process other than buying and selling the ones to me. And I generally just start at the money and I work in that direction, and then I kind of just figure it out. Yeah, you can see that, Joe. It just kind of depends on, it just, you know, depends on how long you can take for things to get there. But yeah, those do tell a story. You can definitely watch them and give you an idea of where the name could go that day if you just see a ton of them like way out of the money or loading up. I don't know. It depends, Jay. PI is not as big of an issue if you're trading near the money. I'd say I've had mixed days. I've had some days with really good PI where I'm getting filled, you know, at the bid. And then I've had days where I've had bad PI, and then I'd have days where it's in the middle. It's definitely a mixed bag. I would say that more often than not, it's somewhere in the middle. And it's less of an issue. Yeah, in the money, it's probably really good, Eddie. I'll have to start messing around with some of those. I obviously I didn't trade today. Find the volume deep in the money. Yeah, it's 2 minutes, Joe. You have to wait. You can start trading at the end of 2 minutes, so right at 3 minutes. I'm gonna start messing around with some in the money Tesla stuff. I didn't trade a lot last week. I didn't trade a lot. I obviously didn't trade at all today, so I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll mess around with some of the more in the money ones. I will say though that I have noticed no PI in the first few minutes most days that I can remember. It's like the first 15 minutes, 10-15 minutes, there's like none. And then I think it comes in some. But yeah, I'll start playing around with some in the money contracts and kind of PI scalping a little bit if I can find some that work. Yeah, on Fridays or date of expire, I just trade the next day. So like if you were trading the Qs, I would just go to the next day. Like today's the 12th. I think the Qs, the next one's like the 16th. They expire every 2 days. So I just go the next day, and then on Fridays, I just go to the next week. Because I don't have over $1 million in my account. One day I'm just going to tell you guys, I'm going to be like, hey guys, I'm buying Fridays options in Tesla. You're gonna be like, you stinker. It's like the ultimate flex if you have a Fidelity account. Yeah, the wider spreads and the options. I'll definitely be messing around with those. Yeah, that's really true, Eddie. I never mess with, obviously, trading with Fidelity. I can't trade ones expiring on the same day. But no, guys, that's generally been what I've been doing. It's nothing fancy. I'm not trying to hit a home run. I'm not trying to make everything back. I'm literally just identifying those levels throughout the day, early on identifying strength and weakness, shorting or longing the strength or weakness relative and to the market, giving myself two to five trades with Geronimo or Kelly style, those longer holds, fib levels, stuff to the move. And then I get out and I size down once I hit a few, and I'm done. And I just lock it in so I don't have any chance of losing, and that's that. And I just small days, and they add up very quickly. I don't overnight anything, Joe. And if I do, I'll let people know, but I almost never overnight anything. It's not what I do. I'm so tired. Yeah, it's not what I do. There are some days when I want to, but generally speaking, I know I can make my living day to day, so I just don't need to overnight. It's like I know I can sit there and just, scalp the next day no matter what the market does. So I'm not trying to hit home runs overnight and make a bunch. And that's generally my way I look at it. Yeah, the SPY definitely, Marco, could be better. I've messed with the SPY and the Qs, and I like the SPY. I like trading the SPY some. I've done both of them, and they both trade very similarly as far as the way they move. So just trade whichever one is behaving better. I used to. I don't anymore, Joe. So I used to limit in when Tesla was cost more, but post split I haven't limited in. I just wait for the market to set up. So I just wait 2 minutes in. Like I would have obviously missed this move in Tesla. Like on a 1 minute chart in Tesla, you see this big run up. I'm sure Geronimo and a lot of other people took this, like the Mark 1 or the one and done in Tesla at the beginning of the day. If you look at it, I would have missed it, and I just would have waited for, the next 2 minute breakout, or I would have waited for the pull in to scalp it. That's how I've been playing. I'm not really interested in limited in. Again, I don't need to, because I've in the last couple of weeks been doing a pretty decent job of just identifying the trades that I like. I think last week we called like 3 or 4 of them early that were just home runs, and it's just those like sitting there and waiting and finding the trade you like and then taking it and taking a few of those. So I haven't been trying to chase something early. Maybe I'll put more money in my account and I will trade common earlier, and I could scalp common, and that might work because you still get the good velocity and you could still catch $1,000 move in Tesla early if you can catch a point or two on a limit order or on a stock order instead of the options. Yeah, I'm on every day. So is CT, and Mitchell's been on vacation, and Rose is traveling. But yeah, I'm on there every day. Wasn't on today. I was jiu-jitsu, but I was on the rest of the. I'm on every other day, and I plan on being on every day this week. So I'm in there if you ever want to jump in, and free to listen. But yeah, it's nothing crazy today. I didn't trade today, so I don't have a lot of thoughts on the market as far as like the intraday and what I did and why I took different trades, because I just didn't take any. But I think we're at key levels coming up right now, and there's definitely some opportunity. Tesla looks really good. It needs to do some digestion, but it does look really good. You've got 5 green days in a row. So a lot of opportunity in Tesla. I think we're going to get a lot of opportunity in tomorrow, no matter what happens. I'm excited to trade tomorrow. Very excited to trade tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to whatever the day brings. I'm going to take it easy early. I'm going to follow my plan. I'm going to give myself a few pretty heavy trades early like I usually do. And then if I like the price action on the day and the way things are moving, if I don't and it's an inside day, I'm going to leave it alone. No, I don't have time. I'm going to be walking my kids. I think it's 8:30. So I'm not trading anything earlier. I'll just wait till the market opens. I'll be taking my kids for a walk, taking the dogs for a walk, playing with them, getting breakfast, and then coming in, letting my wife get ready and stuff, and then head out. So I don't touch anything. Was it later? I thought it was 8:30. I could be wrong. Dog. Take the dog for a walk, not dogs. The kids are dogs. I guess I can call them dogs. They're puppies. I have one dog. He's a black lab Irish setter mix. Looks like a flat coat retriever. She's a good girl. I think she's probably outside that door, wishing I would let her in. But yeah. So that's my trading plan. I wanted to talk about it. I know I haven't done a video in a bit. She's 7 years old. She's a good puppy. Nope, I'm just a day trader, Joe. I mean, I have long positions in retirement accounts. I have long positions and stuff like that. I took some Q shorts that I called where's the triple Qs? Sadly, it wasn't a full position, but here. I think I got in somewhere around here. You'd have to go back and watch one of these videos, but got in somewhere up here on some Q shorts, December 270 puts. So I'm still in those. I took profit down here, and I'm still in those. I think we still probably test, the lows, and if not, it's already a winning trade. But other than that, no, I'm not in any that. Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff I don't even manage. I'm not managing all my stuff like that. I'm too much of a day trader. I just have Roth IRA and stuff, and I buy some stuff, but I buy I just buy the different Fidelity indexes and stuff that they have on their website, some of the tech ones and stuff, and I just put money into several of those, and I just keep adding to it. It's market's not going to go down forever, and if it does, I'm not going to be retiring, so there'll be more things to worry about. So if I think 40 years down the road what things are going to cost, do I really think Google is going to cost $100 40 years from now, if it's still around, and if we're still around and all that? No, it's not. So maybe it is. Maybe it's worth 0. I don't know. But I'm in it, and then if it drops down to 70, which I think it could do, and I'll buy more down there. But I'm waiting for one more crash. I think the market has the ability to go a lot lower and to put in one more drastic leg down. So please don't wake up and start crying. So yeah, but nothing I say is investment advice. or anything like that. Anything you guys do, you do on your own, risk and all that kind of stuff. I'm just here for entertainment purposes, for people to laugh at, and sometime offer advice that may or may not be of some type of value. But yeah, I'm definitely long in retirement accounts. I took some out earlier this year and then started putting a bunch back in after that last crash, and I'm just going to keep adding to it. I don't care. It's 40 years down the road before I retire. So, well, one of my kids is waking up and is crying. Yeah, you could definitely see some of that. Um, I got to go get my kids down. They're crying, so I'll call this. It was going to be a shorter show. Thank you guys for hanging out. Everybody who commented, thank you for commenting. Thanks for all the chats. I'll be back on. I'll try to do a lot more shows this week and have CT on and do some other stuff, including put out maybe some live trade videos. But I got to get my kid down before he wakes his brother up and all that. So love you guys. I'll see you in the morning, 9 o'clock. We'll start putting together our plan for tomorrow, and then we're going to hit it hard, hit it good, and just trade smart, guys. Have a good night. Get some sleep. I'll see you all tomorrow.